Hello girls, today we'll discuss about the welfare definition of economics. Now who gave this definition? This definition was given by Alfred Marshall. What did he say about economics? So economics, according to him, is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It examines that part of individual and social action which is most closely connected with the attainment and with the use of material requisites of well-being. Thus, it is on one side a study of wealth and on the other and more important side a study of the a part of study of the man. Okay, so let us discuss each line of this definition first. So first line says that it is the study of mankind. Now in the earlier definition that we discussed about economics, that is the wealth definition, it gave most importance to wealth. According to Adam Smith, according to wealth definition, economics is actually a study of wealth, right? But according to Alfred Marshall, it is the study of mankind, but in ordinary business of life. Now what does that mean? When we speak about ordinary business of life, it means we are talking about income earning and income spending activities of human being, of mankind. So ordinary business of life is in reference to income earning and income spending activities of mankind. Now it also says that income individuals and society use to attain material welfare. Now what is material welfare? The welfare that you get or the well-being that you achieve when you are able to accumulate wealth. All right, so in this definition also we are considering wealth only as material wealth. We are not talking about intangible goods, we are not talking about different services, we are just speaking about material wealth. So in the last line beautifully explains Marshall's definition. It says that it is on one side a study of wealth and on the other and more important side, because he's giving more importance to mankind, and the second is wealth. Okay, so more important side, a part of the study of man, meaning that we are not actually studying all the aspects of human activities. We are studying one aspect of human activity, which is income earning and income spending activity. Now let us discuss the features of welfare definition. So when we speak about the features of welfare definition, the first one is it is the study of mankind. So as I mentioned earlier that Marshall is giving more importance to mankind. So he believed that wealth is not an end by itself but only a means to human welfare. Now what does it mean? That wealth is not an ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is human beings welfare, human beings happiness, right? So according to Marshall, economics is actually a study of mankind. Next is study of ordinary business of life. So it is not concerned with any other activity of human being or mankind, like social activities, religious activities, political activities. It is not related to it. All it is related to is your income earning and income spending activities of mankind. Next is it is a study of material welfare. Now again, it is concerned, economics is not concerned with total human welfare, but it only studies material welfare. Okay, now material welfare basically is related with the attainment and use of material wealth. Okay, as I explained earlier that what is material wealth. Material wealth is actually related with the goods that we can or the wealth we can attain, or we can touch the things, like for example your gold, property, land, all these things are material wealth. So these are the things that can actually increase material welfare. Okay, going further, We have two more features of welfare definition. The first one is emphasis on requisites of well-being. So here material welfare of well-being is being discussed. The material things like food, clothing, shelter are very important economic objects which must be fulfilled before one can think of any other needs, right? So importance is given to requisites of well-being, which is basically linked with the basic necessities of life. What are the basic necessities of life? Food, shelter, clothing. Now, last one is exclusion of non-economic activities. So as I said that Marshall has limited the scope of economics to the activities which can be measured in terms of money. Alright, so all the economic activities are actually studied in economics according to Marshall, and the other type of activities like social activities, religious activities, political activities are not in the purview of economics according to Marshall. Okay, so these are the features of welfare definition. Now we will discuss the criticisms of welfare definition. So the first one is economics is regarded as a social science only. Now, according to Marshall's definition, economics is a social science. It is not a, we can say, human science. This is what Marshall is saying. So, what is a social science? Social science actually studies the actions or activities of people living in organized communities in societies, right? But actually, what is happening? Economics does not only study the people who are living in communities. They are also studying the people. It is also studying the people who are living in isolation. So all the we can say concepts of economics applies to the people who are living in isolation, or they are living as a sage or a mahatma, right, or any insane person. And the basic rules of economics applies to all the type of people, whether they are living in a society or they are not living in a society, it does not matter, right? Next is impractical classification of activities. Now here we are actually dividing the activities into economic and non-economic activity, but Robbins, who is the next economist whose definition we are going to discuss, that is the scarcity definition. According to him, economics does not only deal with economic activities. So every human activity, according to Robbins, is under the purview of economics, because every human activity can have an economic point of view. Like for example, the example which is given on your screen, sweeping, there is a person who's sweeping his own house, right? So it is a non-economic activity, but that same person is a servant somewhere and he's sweeping employer's house, then it becomes a non-economic activity. So that is why we say that we cannot actually restrict the purview of economics, saying that only economic activities can be studied in economics. Next is materialistic aspect. So as mentioned earlier, that only materialistic aspect, that is material wealth, is considered under this definition. We are not considering immaterial resources like services of teachers, services of advocates, doctors, etc. Next is restricted scope of economics. So the welfare definition has restricted the scope of economics, because according to these definition, only material, ordinary and economic activities are studied in economics, right? All the other activities are outside the purview or scope of economics, like immaterial activities, like services, right? Like any activity, like if somebody is going to a temple, or somebody is involved politically, or somebody is sweeping his own house for that matter, all these things according to Marshall are not in the scope of economics. right? So it is again a problem because most of the things now which are done by human beings can have an economic point of view, right? So we cannot actually delete them from economics. We have to study human behavior, right? Next is vague concept of material welfare. Now here welfare is a very subjective thing. Welfare, we can say, it is the well-being of people. So well-being of a particular person, or for that matter if we talk about welfare of two people, one can have welfare with something, the other person can have welfare with something. So well-being of person or welfare is a subjective thing. It differs according to time, place and individual. So I am, there might be a person who is from a region that is very cold, right? So for him, if I gift a jacket to him, then it will be it will create welfare for him, right? But if a person is from a desert area where, and which is where the weather is extremely hot, right, and I gift a jacket to him and tell him to wear that jacket, then it wouldn't create welfare for me. It is not creating well-being, right? So it cannot be measured in objective terms, right? So these are the few we can say few criticisms of welfare definition. In the next video we will discuss about scarcity definition. That is all for today. Thank you.